On today's episode of Armor Bites. My cats don't even speak English. They saw what was happening and were rolling their eyes at it, and it's just like...
I'm trying to put myself in a Mon Calamari
or something
flippers
like that.
right now. That joke didn't go over well.
They're not flippers, they're like claws or something.
Like claws?
Pincers, yeah.
Like that?
Yeah, exactly.
Just like that.
I think they're closer to Zoidberg than... That's right, we got B-roll there.
Yeah, B-rolls and rambling idiots. And that's what we're best known to be.
Anyways, welcome back to 850 Armor Works podcast.
Armor Bites. Yeah, something like that.
Whatever it is.
All right, let's start that again.
You've been doing the convention, so I haven't been in the shop for like a month, so...
We've been busy, and then
Yeah.
you forgot, and then it's like, hey, can we do it? And we're like, no, we're busy, and we're like, yeah, whatever. It happens.
Yeah.
So today in episode 11, we are doing an after-action report because this is the Tuesday after Dragon Con 2023, and we will present y'all with some clips and pictures that we were able to get over the weekend. It's actually be like James's probably first time seeing it, unless he doom scrolled a little bit and saw
I did
stuff.
not.
You didn't do any
I
doom
did
scrolling,
not.
so
So I'll
it's
be watching the
complete
monitors up
and
here.
total surprise. Be like, whoa, that's so cool, or it's like, dude, you look like crap. You know, it could go either way. But yeah, I mean, that was the after action report, and on camera right now, I need a vow and a promise that you're going to do Dragon Con 2024.
I cannot make that vow. I'm sorry.
You got to leave.
I can't.
You got to go. You got to go. We're done. We're done here. We're done. See you later. Yeah. Well, y'all need to figure it out. All right, figure it out.
I mean, I'll do what I can, but I can't make that promise.
Yeah,
I mean,
no, tickets are cheapest right now. So
tickets are always cheapest.
well,
Like
after the show,
year
but,
before
like,
concludes.
yeah, now's the time to just go ahead and buy it. I think they're like $75, $85.
Yeah.
So, you know, if you can't do it, and you can resell them if you need to. I did see the fine print.
Yeah, but that's a hassle.
It is. You just got to do the signed permission slip for whoever has it with picture IDs, and they'll be able to pick it up.
Yeah,
so
but
it's,
finding somebody to buy it is
well, we
sometimes
could
a hassle.
find someone local. It could happen. Yeah, you never know. But you may not be completely out, and somebody will jump on the ticket. Not be a problem. But yeah, you just got to go. I mean, we've already sat here and preached this, that you got to go to a convention. You got to go do something. You got to get out and have fun.
I mean,
And
I go to conventions. I just don't necessarily go to Dragon Con every year.
not every year, but it is like the biggest in the Southeast. I just got to say, you know, like the impressions again, it really didn't disappoint. It's probably the biggest, best convention in the Southeast, like hands down.
Yeah.
It's unique. There's nothing else like it.
It's always a blast.
Yeah, conventions like MegaCon are great that are in the convention center, and you know it's all just in one place. But with Dragon Con, it's like you got your 3 host hotels, a couple of side hotels, all the other hotels where all the events are going on. The Atlanta Apparel Merchandise Mart with like 4 different floors of merchandise.
Are they still uncapped ticket sales?
I think they cap Saturday. But if you have the 4-day pass, then you're good to go.
Because the last time we went, it was a completely uncapped year, and it was just unreal.
Yeah, that should have been
crowded.
2017.
Yeah,
And
somewhere around there.
2017 was pretty crowded. We were able to manage it, but the following year was even worse. And that's what kind of made when Chris and me and Brian all went, and it was just like, yeah, let's just give next year a break. They got to cap this. And then, you know, lo and behold, the 2020 stuff was starting to happen not long after that. I'll say it was a little bit more crowded this year, but it was manageable. Obviously, your Saturday night is going to be your biggest, most crowded night. Yeah. And you know, just kind of manage and plan around it. There were plenty of places to be able to dump off to and, you know, hang out, stand around. And, you know, you can plan to see whoever you want while you're there.
Yeah.
But the
whether
chances
it
of actually
happens,
meeting them.
Unless you're willing to go stand in a line before.
I'm not even talking about
even
celebrities.
Formed.
I'm talking about like people you know, and then you have your randoms.
That's so hard because everybody is constantly moving and trying to adjust plans and let's go do this, and you know it's like trying to meet up with people that you did not specifically go with and make an effort to just be with the entire time is so difficult.
There were several people I'd planned on meeting with, didn't get a chance to. It turned out we actually did see each other. We just didn't know that it was each other. Because, like, I was in this once, and, this is Alpha Ignition, John Rodriguez. He was dressed up as John Wick. And it's like, I don't know, I've seen your picture online, but, putting the faces to names, there are plenty of little instances like that. And then
or
people...
even the people that when people are in costume and you don't necessarily recognize that person's costume because you haven't seen it in a couple of years.
You haven't seen it, or it's something new.
Yeah,
and,
so you see each other but have no clue that you are each other. So.
Like, we were doing the big Mando walk on Sunday, and as I think as we were rounding for an escalator around one corner, I ran into BJ Savage, and I was like, "Hey, BJ, what's up?" He's like, "Oh, hey, dude." It's like, "Dude, there's no way you know this is me, unless you were really following the page and you just recognized my Mando armor." It's like, "Oh, I got your patch for it." He was like, "Oh, okay."
So he did recognize.
So then he did recognize me because of the conversation we had previously. So those things happen, and then there were people I knew were there, saw pictures of there, and just never ran into. Yeah. And then the random interactions of, I'm just standing out here having a smoke and a drink real quick, and it's like, "Oh, hi, Richard."
Yeah, so walks by.
Yeah, it's like, that's when you have your chance to catch up. And that's just how those things happen.
Those are some of the ones I enjoy the most, I think. The random.
Yeah, the complete and total random. I ran into you,
yeah.
Rounded a corner, and then I feel bad kind of afterwards. Like, oh, we didn't get to see some of these friends, and it's just a madhouse. So we're going to do a little picture review. So this will be James's surprise for him to start teasing me and how we looked. So
I'm waiting.
Yeah, let's roll it.
There we go.
Roll it. Oh, yeah. So, that's leaving home, loaded for bear.
Yep.
Waterproof bag and all.
And
in the hotel room.
The helmet's in the window of the hotel.
The obligatory. We made it. We arrived.
Yep.
And I think that was like one of the first pictures after that is just, hey, it's the Hyatt, and we're just getting started here. So
random people.
Just random. So this is our first, or parts of this was our first day in costumes. So top left was a nice little shot. Natalie from Georgia Garrison took that picture. Cora there in the middle using her bucket for its true intended purposes, eating Doritos.
Absolutely. It's a snack holder.
And I just really like that picture in the top left for the viewers, top right for the viewers. Me and Mando. That's right before the Mando walk. That's actually Sunday. Bottom left there, that was Lisa and I before the Mando walk.
You don't need to necessarily narrate every single photo.
I can't. I'm just explaining what's going on here. The bottom center is actually Thursday, all the way to the picture side right is John Ficker, Executioner helmet, Lone Wolf Customs. We've known John for like 20 years. So that was one of our first little group pictures that we had, and that's kind of like the little droid area, one of the little areas you can duck out into, and the droids are there. We come in for costumes and whatnot. They're on the bottom right, just throwing out the whole kit on the bed right before putting it on. It's like, okay, let's get the right on order here. All right, next. Actually, the giant mouse droid, the officer riding in a mouse droid. He was like one of our first encounters and first pictures that we had. Yeah. He almost didn't let us pass, but it was like, that's just too much. That's that's really good. So more Mandos. Picked up Cora's helmet. It doesn't quite fit. No. I outgrew my Foundling helmet a while ago.
Yep.
Yeah. Yep. I'm not wearing it now. All these living creatures seeing me. I have to go bathe in the waters of Mandalore.
It's
Fetch
a
quests.
TV show.
Fetch quests. So a few more. All right, going a little bit, and This is kind of a mixed bag, actually. Little cut off at the top. That's fine. We got a mixed bag. So Cora went to the Princess Leia photo shoot, and only her and one other little girl were young Leias. Said they are adorable. I know the TIE pilots were before the parade step off. We purposefully packed it in early Friday, not only just from being tired, but packed it in early to be sure we got up in time to actually do the parade, and we were still almost late. we got on the wrong bus. Eventually,
okay.
we made it to the Marriott for the shuttle to get up there, and still had like half an hour to wait before we stepped off. But we were good. We were good. We made it. I will say the ICAT driver, other than, I don't know how, I mean, you wear your tank helmet too, so you know how ouchy it can be right there.
Yep.
Other than that, that is probably one of the most comfortable costumes you can wear.
Oh, yeah, super comfy.
Just running around a con. I really enjoyed wearing that. I wore that on
I have
Friday
adjustments
morning.
I need to make on my tank driver, but yeah, still super comfy compared to something, since it's just armor, waist up. That's it.
Yep. All right, let's
So-
move on to the next one. Yeah, Saturday night for the big picture. So we got our incinerator going here. Met with the flame trooper that we built for someone else, and we got together for that epic photo of 2 generations of guys that like burning things.
Pyromaniacs?
Yes, guys that like burning things. Pyromaniac is a derogatory term. We just like to burn things.
You're
Which in definition is a pyromaniac. I get it,
quite
but
literally.
I don't like to watch the world burn. So yeah, that was heading out to the group photo, for the Star Wars group photo, which, holy crap, there were a lot of people there. That was probably the worst part of any of it, was having to navigate on a Friday night with 500 people in Star Wars costumes and 1,000 more people trying to push in and get their own pictures instead of waiting. That was a little nuts.
I don't know if I would even want to go do one of those big ones. I've not, that I recall, on any previous Dragon Con, just because it's such a hassle. It's such a headache of all the people and everybody, nobody is working together. Everybody's just trying to push their way through and get their photos with their friends, and I don't know.
It was a little rough, and it didn't help. The crowd needed to dissipate, but we all got through it. We got out. I did ditch out of armor not long after that. I was in some pretty serious pain from a blister the size of Texas on my big toe. Yeah, costume footwear, I've had enough of it. Yeah, I'm done. I'm either really good insoles or it's time for good boots from now on. I'm completely done with it. All right, was that all of it?
Oh, yeah.
What? Oh, our producer's failing us here.
Oh no,
We have
we
so
don't
much
have 4
more.
pages more of photos to
4
go
more?
through. Oh.
You know, all our just straight listeners weren't really getting anything out of that anyway.
No,
Those
no.
poor guys.
Yeah.
Because I'm knocking things off tables.
Both of our podcast non-video listeners.
Yes,
Yeah.
all 2 of them. Thank you for listening to it 900 times.
Yep.
We're glad we were that entertaining for you.
Thanks, Grandma.
Yeah. That was really just the tip of the iceberg. It was nice being there for the 25th anniversary of the Legion being there for Dragon Con. But I got to call Albin out for this right now. He didn't do anything for the 25th.
So?
Nothing. So, but you know the
Didn't
reasons
have to.
why? Because
No.
it was just him and I. We were the only 2 that came back after
really?
25 years. Yeah, there was no one else.
I mean, there are still other original
that.
members that are active. They just didn't make it to Dragon Con
right
this year,
from the
so-
original 8, 9 that were there.
Yeah,
It's like we
yeah.
were the only 2 to actually come back. So we didn't really make a big deal out of it, and it really isn't that big of a deal, I guess, because that club has really grown a lot over the years, just a lot.
Yeah. What's our active member count right now?
Oh, they say it's over 10,000, but I don't think it quite is. How many actual actives that have consistent troops, or at least a couple a year?
I could see easily over 10,000.
Okay,
Yeah,
well,
easily.
maybe.
I mean, you think about worldwide.
Sure.
I could easily see over 10,000.
So I guess I don't have an accurate count, so that's a
Oh.
good thing for people in the comments. How
Yeah,
many
somebody who's
true-
active on the 501st Legion forum, and let us know what the current count is,
what
because
is the
I
count?
don't go to that forum.
for all 6
all.
people that are watching this.
Yeah.
So yeah, you got to help us out here. One of you's got to be active.
Remember when my first post in the Legion forums was?
Oh,
This was only a couple of years ago. I'd been in the Legion since 2004.
Yes, you lurker.
And my very first post on the Legion forums was in like 2017 or 2018, something like it was an election issue.
Yeah, it was. It was like it was
Remember
your one
since like
post.
2004, number of posts one. And it still to this day sits at
Yeah,
one.
well,
'cause
let
I
it
haven't
sit
been
until there's
back.
another Legion issue you need to
Until
address.
there's another important enough issue that I feel like I need to go.
Or just, ride that pig until it dies.
I
Or you
thought about
die.
not posting.
Just
because
never
of that,
post
but
again.
Yeah,
Just never. One.
Yeah. Be the opposite of the post whores that go in and post just to see their numbers go up.
Sure, I think that's kind of gone by the wayside too.
No,
with,
there's
like,
still
Facebook.
people that do
There
that.
still are.
There's still
All
people,
right.
especially those like message boards where they show your post count.
Yeah, I know
There's
if we
still
log into the
people that
Florida
do that.
boards, I'm still one of the top 10 posters and haven't posted in years.
Yeah,
But that was our main means of communication.
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
It was a race to the top at one point.
Until things like Facebook
Yeah,
started coming out,
everything
the,
went
the popularity
Facebook
of
and-
other, more accessible ways to reach other people.
I still miss forums though, because like back in the day, that's what we did. We had our computer room in our office, and we'd sit down and go through all the forums every night. That's
Yeah.
what we had to do.
Yeah.
We were real heavily involved with all that, so I mean, it's just the way it is.
Yep.
I had some other tangent to come off of. My old man brain cells.
Kids on the
Yeah.
lawn.
Oh, I can't, man. I really need to water my lawn. This drought that we've been having. I'm so embarrassed because like the first two houses on the left and the right, they have a sprinkler system. I can tell because their lawns are green.
Yeah. Now most of
Everyone
our
else
neighborhood
down,
is-
nah, we're all brown.
yeah, most of our neighborhood is like, screw this, man. It's too hot. I don't want to pay this water bill. It's
Yeah, but those two houses there, they're holding the line for us with their green grass.
at least until you actually turn into the subdivision.
Yeah, keeping our. No, it's just straight shot.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh, okay.
it's straight shot. Yeah, no turning, just straight
Okay.
shot street where we are. Yeah, you help keep my property value high. Thank you. I'll get out there with a water hose every once in a while, maybe.
I'll go out there with some cans of green spray paint. That way it's just one and done. I don't have to worry
I'm just
about
gonna pull it up and put in AstroTurf.
You laugh at that?
I
literally know
know.
somebody who has an AstroTurf backyard.
I know. If I can keep the weeds down, it's a viable option. But I've got some really pretty St. Augustine, and thankfully it is. What's the word? Hardy. It is a hardy grass. It says it's like popping back up. Even though it all looks dead, it's got patches popping back up.
Yeah.
And that wonderful Florida grass that we have. Weeds.
Yep. Yeah. The dandelions and dollar weeds and things like that. the
This
silver
is how
dollar
you know
weeds.
we are old men talking about our lawns.
That's right.
And interest rates. Yeah, that was one conversation I actually had at Dragon Con. That's how all of us over 40s knew we were getting old. Instead of talking about this stuff, we were talking about mortgages and interest rates and car loans and, grown-up stuff. Just had to
Well-
stop and look at us as like, we're old.
I mean, I would say that, you could have been talking about things Star Wars related, but, that conversation has been kind of beat to death over the past several years, after everything that Kathleen Kennedy did. And yeah, so
She on her way out?
I don't know.
Oh, is she on her way out? Indiana Jones didn't make $1
haven't-
billion.
I haven't been staying up to date on that because, I'm just some random guy.
Yeah, that's all that matters is we do enjoy our content. Like Ahsoka's been out. I think the 4th episode comes out tonight, and we still haven't been able to see the 3rd one.
So there are Star Wars fans that will probably want to, string me up by my feet and see me absolutely skinned alive for this. I never watched Rebels. It was a cartoon. It was geared towards younger end of audience.
It was on Disney XD.
And that just wasn't really a big thing for me. So I did not necessarily know. I didn't have any expectations going into Ahsoka. I will say that the way that Sabine Wren is written, the old guy in me was coming out. It was like, you dumbass kid, you're doing everything that they keep telling you not to do, and everything that they tell you or warn you will happen keeps happening. stop being such a dumbass teenager.
And she's got to be like, what, 26 or something by now?
I
She was,
don't even know.
I think she was 16 at the height of Rebels, and I want to say it's set about 10 years later, give or take.
I don't know if it's that long.
Yeah, maybe. But
The
she's
way
at least
that
in
they
her
write
20s.
the death of...
Ezra?
It's not a spoiler. Yeah, Ezra's death is still
Well, that's when
very...
he rode away on the Purgles, the space whales.
Yeah, but his
hyperspace
death is
whales.
very, like, raw still. So I don't think it's 10 years later.
Okay. I haven't looked at any of the timeline stuff, so I'm not 100% either.
But all I know is...
It's after the fall of the Empire, which never should have fallen in the first place. And, yeah, I don't know where it's set in The Mandalorian. Well, it's set in
pre-Mandalorian.
so it's going to be about 6 or 7 years. No, it's not, because the Sith Witch lady, the Night Sister lady, they went and broke her out in the first episode, and that's when
Of The Mandalorian?
No. She was arrested in The Mandalorian.
Oh, I
during
did
The
not make that
Mandalorian.
connection
Yeah,
then. Okay.
that's who she was.
So it's...
So yeah, it's 6 or 7 years. So Sabine should be about 22, 23,
Okay.
give or take, somewhere around there.
Well, all
so
I
close
know
to mid
is
20s.
that kid is an idiot, and she is the perfect example of shut up, quit running off and, playing hero, and listen to the people who are trying to give you good advice.
Man, why don't you tell us how you really feel?
Oh
You're
my
just
God.
not ringing home with her, are you?
I wanted to punch the screen at a few points. It was like, you dumbass kid, just stop. How many times do they need to tell you, if you do this thing, bad thing, this is going to happen, and it happens exactly. And it's like, how many times do you need to be told that?
So that reminds me of a study that was done. So they would lock somebody in a room with nothing in it, and there would be a button that administered an electrical shock.
Oh, I know that study.
Yeah. And I think like 90% of the
They
participants...
piped in like audio of people screaming from being
Well,
shocked and things like
yeah,
that.
and instead of being completely bored in isolation, people chose to inflict pain upon themselves by pushing the
Oh,
button.
that's a different one. That's
Yeah,
not the one I was
it's a
thinking
different
of.
study.
Okay.
Yeah. Like,
They would shock themselves
but
just to...
I'm correlating that
Yeah.
with her. Be like, look, you're doing something stupid, bad things are going to happen. You know, pushing that button, you're going to get a shock.
Yeah.
But she
yeah.
keeps pushing that button. So I see that. Now, on the other side of it, I see, okay, now with Rebels, I get it. Now, I did have kids that enjoyed watching Rebels, and they looked forward to it. I want to say that was the one show that, they really did look forward to watching. First couple seasons were kind of meh, and it turned into a good plot and a story.
Yeah.
Throughout.
I've heard that. I've
the
heard it's a
seasons.
great story.
It really
but it's
has
just one of
gotten
those that's
better.
like, I just haven't watched it, and it's not geared towards me. It's not advertised towards me, so I never really had any push to go do it other than just to catch up on the storyline. But until Ahsoka came out, the storyline really didn't matter.
Kind of not. It does have a few things in it that tie in, but you didn't really have to watch Rebels to enjoy Ahsoka. And then enjoying it is still kind of 50-50.
The
it's
the
not
show
bad.
is overall, it's not bad.
I'm entertained by it.
I'm so frustrated with the way the character of Sabine Wren is written as just I'm sure it's going to become a plot point at some point or another, but it's just like, you did not have to make her so unlikable.
I guess. I mean, she's okay. I feel more sorry for Qui-Gon right now.
Why Qui-Gon?
Well, he gets stabbed in the gut by Darth Maul and dies. It
Oh,
seems like everyone else that gets
yeah,
stabbed in
but-
the gut
yeah,
with a
but-
lightsaber survives.
I didn't even think about
Like,
that.
there was
That's
no
another-
tension with
yeah.
that. It was just kind of like, really, let's just get to the next episode here real quick so we can see how, she craps all over Qui-Gon's legacy.
Yeah.
That's what it was more like to me at that point. I didn't get to watch till the next day, but it was obviously spoiled because, we hadn't seen her in all this stuff. You hadn't seen her with short hair. It's obvious she survived.
Plot armor's a hell of a thing.
Yeah, plot armor. Yeah, why did she survive? Because the script said so.
That's right.
That was a whole reason. Like, if they would have killed her right then and there, ooh, man. I could imagine the fan
What a
outrage.
twist.
Yeah, what a twist.
What a twist,
We
man.
showed you all these other scenes. Those were flashbacks.
Actually, that would be
That
kind
actually
of an
probably would have
interesting
been a
way
little
to
better.
do it.
Yeah.
Or just
I could see
straight
that.
up, like, fake info from the trailers. Like, you watch the trailers and promos and think, oh, this character's going to be in it, but in the first episode they just die.
Yeah, straight up pulls a
And then everything from that point on is completely new. It's totally different from what you thought the trailers were, going to lead you on.
yeah, one thing like pull out a Sam Jackson in Deep Blue Sea. Like, oh, he's the lead in the movie, eaten by sharks.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
That's right.
You're just like, whoa!
In the middle of his speech. Yeah.
Another good one. Executive Decision, if you remember that, with Steven Seagal and Kurt Russell. Steven Seagal bites it, like, within the first 20 minutes of action. You know,
I don't
Kurt
recall
Russell
that.
becomes a hero. It's actually a pretty decent
I
late
know I've
90s
seen it.
action
Yeah,
flick.
I know I've seen it.
Yeah, Passenger Airlines taking over, and they have an experimental like stealth bomber with a little air tube thing that connects into it, and they get the SEAL team up in there with that, and Steven Seagal does the brave thing because it's disconnecting, and you guys have to go, and you like see his body tumbling.
It's
great.
vaguely ringing bells.
Yeah, it was great. Go back and watch it. It's actually not a terrible movie.
Yeah,
it's
I'll have
Kurt
to
Russell.
Pull it up on Netflix or something.
Because, here's a little trivia for you. What were Walt Disney's dying words? Today's episode of Armor Bites, sponsored by Pure Life Water. Live your best life. Pure Life Water.
Yeah.
Like, I'm ashamed of him.
I'm ashamed of me.
You just wake up every morning and get in a shower of shame, don't you? Shame.
I walk around the house
Shame.
shouting at myself, shame, shame.
So, yes, as strange it is, nobody knows that, or nobody knows what Walt meant by Kurt Russell.
Yeah, just by
just Kurt Russell.
Kurt Russell.
Kurt Russell was a child star. He was in a bunch of early Disney movies, and yeah. Now, my conspiracy theory is he's the illegitimate child of Walt Disney and the heir to the Disney empire.
So you think it was supposed to be Kurt Russell as my son?
Yeah, he's my successor. Yeah. That's like such a wild conspiracy theory. There's no way.
Just
no way.
To throw something out there
Yeah.
for the sake of it,
Yeah.
I think he was going to say Kurt Russell is a garbage actor. Because at the time Kurt Russell was young, he didn't necessarily know where he was going to go. And,
that would have been
path
early.
he was going to take.
It was like 71, I think, 1971. Oh, I don't really disagree because the computer wore sneakers. What a hit! What a hit! Just scroll up Disney Plus, you'll find it.
Yeah,
You'll find it.
I'm
Teenage Kurt
blank face
Russell.
here.
Yeah, you're like, I've never heard of that movie in my life.
I've probably heard of it, probably seen it when I was a kid, and
We
it's been
started
so long,
watching
I
like the
don't
first
remember.
10 minutes of it and turned it off. It was just bad.
that bad,
Yeah, it was
huh?
just bad. Just
Is
not,
it MST3K bad?
It probably could be.
Really? Wow.
It probably could
okay.
be. I don't know. Maybe I need to power through it. Maybe we're gonna have like all the computer war sneakers fans like come into the podcast now and like ream us a new one because it's the
Oh my
best
God.
movie ever
Please
made.
don't. Okay, please. We're making jokes. We already
Yeah.
went through this with the whole
And the
Halo
cat
fan
ears,
thing.
and we remedied that joke, and they're just jokes. Just like our
Damn
lives.
us and our controversy.
Yes, all the controversy. I thought we got the controversy over with early.
just magnets
No,
for
I mean,
controversy.
okay, now to cycle back into the Ahsoka stuff, that is where we may start laying into it a little bit more.
I will
with the
say,
controversy.
I know that Sabine Wren has a huge following, and
She does. She is an interesting character. She's not a bad character,
Yeah,
but
and-
we knew her as a rebellious adolescent, and you do have to remember she is Mandalorian, and Mandalorians are stubborn.
yeah.
So I mean, you get your
Well,
personality
and
from that.
to be fair, like, I mean, it's a little bit of a spoiler, but one of the very first things that happens with her is Ahsoka shows her the map that they found and tells her, you've got to stay on the ship. We need to decode this map.
You
But-
mean the easiest round Rubik's Cube
yeah,
ever?
Yeah, that thing.
I was looking at that. There's one person who can decode this. It's like, just turn it a couple clicks.
Yeah.
Just a couple clicks.
Yeah, there's
It'd be
some
all
very
right.
obvious rotations on there. But
Yeah,
anyways,
unless you had to like
they
put your
wanted
fingers
Sabine-
in the right place and rub the thing in the right way, like the Hellraiser puzzle box or something here.
they needed a key that only Sabine Wren had. They just didn't show that key on camera. I don't know. But yeah, so, they tell her very specifically, like, you need to stay on the ship. We can't run the risk of losing this key. What's the first thing that happens? She leaves the ship and immediately loses the key,
Right.
the map. And it's just like, there are less heavy-handed ways of showing that she is a rebel without just so obviously, like, I mean, my cats don't even speak English. They saw what was happening and were rolling their eyes at it. And it's just like, I know writers look down on the audience. Just as a general rule, they tend to think that audiences are dumb. And it's like, you know what? Now you're just being insulting.
I don't disagree. The suspension of disbelief was a little bit hard right there.
Oh my God, was
And
it?
it's like something bad's gonna happen. Something bad's gonna happen. And she did it.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like she did it. All right, but why did she have to do it? So the plot could move forward.
They could have written that around in better ways.
We already
I'm
had a
just saying.
MacGuffin.
Yeah.
You know, the what's that thing in Harry Potter called? The little flying golden orb thingy?
The snitch.
The snitch. Yeah, she already found the snitch.
Yep.
So, the droid thingies
Literally,
could
she
have
found the golden orb.
Right,
It's
yeah.
the snitch. Yeah.
yeah, the little golden thermal detonator snitch thingy.
Yep. Yep.
Yeah. So yeah, I get that. So just to make sure all the audience hates us, and this is where I really agree with like Critical Drinker. Everyone's attitude is very stoic. Like
Yeah,
all the women
yeah, I
are
come to
just
think about
very,
that.
very stoic, and there are a lot of scenes of walking. Like
I had not really thought about that. I haven't seen his episodes.
it was a quick
regarding-
critique. Like he didn't rip it to pieces, but it's just kind of like it. I think we both agree that it's kind of second best to Andor right now.
I was just actually about to compare Andor. I was going to say, if you think about Andor, there's a lot of scenes of very stoic, angry-looking men. There's a lot of scenes of people walking. So I don't necessarily know if I see that as a criticism. Is it? I don't know.
A long time ago, in a walk far, far away, it was a very far walk.
Look, there's nothing wrong with movies or shows about walking. That's what the entire Lord of the Rings series was about. They went on a walk, okay?
It was a very long walk. No, that was an adventure.
That's right.
We're going on an adventure.
There's nothing wrong with them going on a walk. I have no issue there. I'm just,
But like to cut,
You know.
like the door open. Okay, I got to walk 3 miles to get to the next exposition point. Like,
Yeah.
we didn't have to have that.
I don't
we
know.
really
maybe,
didn't.
maybe they were just trying to pad it.
Yeah,
you know.
those are probably the only real criticisms, other than your basic plot armors, MacGuffins, walking, and stoicism. Well, we'll know more later after we watch the second episode or third episode tonight. And I'm only 2 episodes in.
Yeah.
Yeah, we didn't get it. They premiere at 8 o'clock at night, and they're just like, I'm going to bed. I'm old. Yeah, it happens.
Yeah.
So please don't hate us for having a criticism, because there's plenty of criticisms.
Yeah. Bottom line, it's just, our opinion on one thing or another.
It
And it's
is.
like, my opinion about Sabine, I don't begrudge the people who have seen others, the show Rebels that have loved her and such, that it's like, this is my opinion and it's based only on 3 episodes of the Ahsoka show and that's it.
Well, let's not keep tearing it down. Let me go to a bright spot. I will tell you this about Sabine. One thing I really liked, and please, for the love of God, all the people that want armor out there, please don't do this to us. When she did pull out her Beskar armor and started laying it on the table, there was a distinct clunk clunk.
Yeah, the thud.
I really liked that.
Yeah, that heavy
It didn't
metallic
sound like
thump.
just, plastic or something hitting the table or fiberglass.
I noticed that as well. That was a very nice touch.
Now,
I was
sure,
like,
that was done in post, all
Well
that.
done,
The armor
guys.
wasn't really Beskar, because let us go to a fictional planet in a fictional galaxy far, far away to mine for metal that
non-existent
doesn't,
ore.
non-existent ore. It's not going to happen, guys. Nobody is going to make metal Sabine armor.
No.
That poor little girl who's going to wear metal Sabine armor is going to be regretting life after about an hour.
Yeah. Any Mandalorian who tries to do an actual metallic suit is just
It always
ridiculous.
sounds like a nice idea and just not in practicality. So that was one good thing. I actually say as short as some of the lightsaber battles have been, they're better choreographed than Rise of Skywalker.
Yeah, the choreography's been
Last
decent.
Jedi. I mean, come on. The choreography was pretty good. Well, that's a negative. Look, the ship captain in the opening episode. I'm gonna let these people that say that they're they're Jedi onto the ship and then go tell them, "Ha, no, you're not." Like, that's the dumbest move in history.
Again,
Really, just
Plot.
stupid. Let the plot move forward.
they needed. Again, I think there are better ways it could have been written, but I get it. It is what it is.
It got it moving.
Yeah.
It did.
Yeah. I'll suspend my disbelief long enough.
A little bit. Just a little bit. It was pretty cool seeing a Calamarian officer. I thought
Yeah.
that was kind of cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's positive.
The way that he was like waddling along though with his arms like cupped in front of him, and he was just like and like looking around, it was like, okay. All right.
He looked
It's
pretty
a
cool.
little bit goofy, but okay. It was
liked
neat
him.
seeing that, that something other than very obviously like person with some face paint on as, an officer.
I like
thought that was cool.
Calamarians.
I like
I
them.
do. I just like them as a
The Mon
species.
Cal are they're a neat idea.
They taste pretty good, too. Fried, a little bit of lemon.
Some olive oil, a little bit
Yeah, a
of
little
lemon.
olive oil, some basil sometimes. Oh, they're just delicious. They're so much better than their relatives, the Quarren.
Insert that wait, what meme?
He went there. Well, they're different species. It's not cannibalism.
No, but it's eating sentient life.
It is. And it's just like when Mon Mothma ordered calamari, and Akbar said, "I'm a side of insensitive bitch."
What was that? Robot Chicken episode?
Robot chicken.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's probably one of the best single shot lines in Robot Chicken. I was like, really? Could you order calamari, squid, could you order any seafood with a Mon Cal or a Quarren? Unless it was on their planet and it was seafood they were serving. I don't think I could.
I don't think I could either.
Yeah. But would they feel the same if
About
ordering a hamburger?
No, to make it more applicable, it would be like ordering like monkey brains or something like that. Like something, because we're descended from apes, so it would be, and apes show a level of intelligence, and so it would be like them ordering, a monkey steak, I would find that troubling. So I could not order calamari or
I'm trying to put myself
some
in a Mon Cal's
nigiri or something
flippers
like that.
right now. That joke didn't go over well.
They're not flippers. They're like claws or something.
like
They're
claws?
pincers. Yeah. I don't know.
Like
Yeah,
that?
yeah, exactly.
Just like that.
I think they're closer to Zoidberg than.
Just a mere mention of
the
Zoidberg
Mon Cal
sometimes.
are not. My understanding is they're not actually related to squid. They're more related to like lobsters or something.
Oh, probably, but
Or
so
am
is
I
a
just-
cockroach.
Is my brain just completely out in the middle of nowhere?
If
I don't know. Humans share 70% of our DNA with bananas. I don't know.
DNA is something.
DNA is something. Yes,
It's something.
those are words.
Yes.
Those are
Words.
words.
Yes, I know words. many words.
Man, you're getting brain dead. I think we need to call this episode a wrap.
No, they got some trivia introduced. So
Yeah.
Well, thanks for joining us for the Dragon Con recap and learning about our personal preference of sentient beings to eat in the Star Wars universe. And we will see you next time. Bye.